Borrowing is getting cheaper, attention is getting harder to earn, and consumers are changing how they buy. In 2026, affordability isn't just an economic issue, it's a sales strategy.
The dealer download powered by RS&I.
Welcome back to the Dealer Download powered by RS&I, the podcast built for authorized dealers who want to grow smarter, sell stronger, and stay ahead of market shifts. I'm your host, Michael Shiverdecker. Today, we're stepping back from product launches and promotions to talk about something bigger: the economy and behavioral forces shaping how your customers make decisions in 2026. Because right now, the headlines are full of one word: affordability. But affordability doesn't just affect what people buy, it affects how they think, what they trust, and who they buy from. America is trying to make borrowing cheaper. Recent reports show the Trump administration is actively pushing to lower borrowing costs even without waiting on the Federal Reserve. The goal is simple: make it cheaper for Americans to borrow money. Two moves have dominated the conversation. First, directing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy hundreds of billions of dollars in mortgage backed securities, putting downward pressure on mortgage rates. Second, floating a 1 year 10% cap on credit card interest rates aimed at easing pressure on household budgets. In the short term, these moves help push mortgage rates below 6%, the lowest levels since 2023. But here's the tension dealers need to understand. Lower borrowing costs can unlock demand, but they can also create uncertainty, especially if banks respond by tightening access to credit. So while customers may feel relief, they may still move carefully. Consumer looks strong, but cautious. End of 2025 data shows something interesting. Retail sales were solid, inflation cooled mostly, and higher income households are still spending. On the surface, things look healthy. But economists are warning this strength may not last forever. As wage growth slows and job gains moderate, households are expected to pull back gradually in 2026. Not collapse, not panic, just become more selective. And that creates a very specific kind of consumer. Not reckless, not frozen, but deliberate. This matters because deliberate consumers don't respond well to pressure. They respond to clarity, to value, and to trust. The golden handcuffs are loosening. Another shift dealers should be watching closely is happening in housing. For the first time since 2020, more homeowners now have mortgage rates above 6% than below 3%. The so called golden handcuffs and ultra low pandemic era rates are starting to loosen. People are moving again, not because it's cheap, but because life forces change sometimes. Marriage, divorce, retirement, growing families. There's a lot of reasons. And even small increases in housing movement matters for dealers because moves trigger connectivity decisions. New internet providers, new security systems, new smart home setups, new wireless needs. Housing doesn't need to boom to create opportunity, it just needs to move. Attention is the new scarcity. Now, here's where the episode gets really important for dealers. While affordability dominates economics, attention is dominating marketing. Major brands are experimenting with unconventional ad lengths, 10-minute films, episodic content, even multi hour formats. Why? Because traditional short form ads are losing effectiveness. Consumers are saturated, they scroll faster, they trust less. So brands are slowing down. They're telling longer stories to earn belief, not just impressions. And this applies directly to you. When attention is scarce, the dealer who explains best wins. Not the loudest, not the fastest, the clearest. What this means for RS&I authorized dealers, here's the connection you need to make. When money feels tighter, even slightly, customers become risk adverse. When attention is overloaded, customers become skeptical. That means the winning sales approach in 2026 is not urgency, it's confidence, not discounts, clarity, not pressure, education. If borrowing costs fall, customers may say yes more often, but only to dealers they trust. Let's bring this home with a clear action plan for all of our dealers. First, sell stability, not deals. People are cautious. Position your solutions as dependable, not flashy. Second, explain affordability and outcomes, not payments. Lower rates matter, reliability matters more. Third, slow down your pitch. In this market, longer explanations beat shorter promises. Fourth, watch housing movement closely. Moves create moments. Be ready when customers are forced to redecide. And fifth, build trust before asking for commitment. The more uncertain the economy feels, the more valuable trusted dealers become. 2026 isn't shaping up to be a crash year, it's shaping up to be a filtering year. Customers will still buy, they'll still upgrade, they'll still invest, but they'll choose who they buy from more carefully than ever. If you're an RS&I authorized dealer, this is your moment to separate yourself, not with louder marketing, but with smarter conversations. Stay connected with RS&I for the tools, training, and insights designed to help you win in this next phase of the market. Visit rsiinc.com, subscribe to the dealer download, and we'll see you on the next episode. I'm Michael Shiverdecker. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
The dealer download powered by RS&I.